Well, let's go ahead and jump into the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, the Cinderella team of last year,
Yeah,
they were 30 minutes away from giving us the Taylor Swift versus Eminem Super Bowl, and
Damn it.
they crumbled. That's all I can say. I have a question for you guys, really quick. This might ruffle some feathers, and I don't mean it in any disrespect. But Jared Goff,
mhm,
good quarterback, right? Good quarterback, has pretty good statistics. We've seen bad Jared Goff, right? But we've also seen really good Jared Goff. Jared Goff just got paid. Someone else just got paid this offseason, and then his name was Kirk Cousins. I feel like Jared Goff is the Kirk Cousins that wins playoff games because they're similar in their play. They're similar in the style that they're similar in just their stats and everything. So, but Jared Goff, man, I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl once. He was almost there last year, leading the Detroit Lions to their Super Bowl. And Dan Campbell is leading the charge, and I love this team. I love everything about this team. If you look at their team, their offensive line, it's got to be one of the best in the league. If you look at it, honestly, it really is.
Dude, that's the best.
Pretty sure it's the best at second passing last year.
Go for it. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with saying that. I was thinking
Fifth in
Philly.
rushing.
That was ultimately in my head. I was thinking the Philadelphia Eagles. But with Jason Kelsey now gone, yeah, I'm good with doing the Detroit Lions. The tip of the hat to them. But that offensive line is insane. They got a backfield. You know, Jahmyr Gibbs was the flashy guy, but then David Montgomery came in and did his thing also, right? I mean, if you're a fantasy owner, I mean, David Montgomery had some pretty good games, right? So they got Jared Goff. They paid Jared Goff. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown, right, who is a top-tier wide receiver. We've seen Williams, too. You know, I know that he's been hit with some injuries, and, you know, he had that whole gambling thing that happened. But when he's out there, he's shown flashes, man. He's shown some really good flashes to be a really good wide receiver. So, man, I love everything about it. And then you look at that defense, and that defense embodies what Dan Campbell is as a human being. I mean, they're just tough nose, hard. They get after the quarterback. They're going to hit you hard, and they're going to cause you to. They're going to force you to cause turnovers. And that's exactly what we saw last year. And if you look at this team this year, coming into this year, not a whole lot has changed. Really, not a whole lot. We thought, which I was almost certain that they were going to lose their offensive coordinator. I really was. I thought for sure that we were going to see him go. But
yeah, he's gone next year.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure, dude. Ben Johnson definitely not going to be. He should at least get a head coaching gig for sure. But he stuck around for another year because I know, just like a lot of those guys in that front office, they see what they have, and why not go and make history this year, man? I think that the Detroit Lions can be legitimately Super Bowl contenders again this year,
it
just as they were
must be
last
so
year.
nice to be a Lions fan now. Like
they're hungry now,
I'm
so I think that they're
so
going to be a
happy for the
dangerous
Lions
team,
fans,
and
man.
I see
You
them
know,
sitting
like
on top of this
years
division
and years of
yet again.
suffering finally culminating in what they are right now, man. I mean, it's kind of the essence of football, and I love it. I love that they got there finally, and I love that it's with this head coach. And you know how the trade, how you know the also story of Jared Goff too, coming from the Rams. You know what he was on the Rams, what he is to the Lions now, and like I love everything about this team. I completely agree with you. I just feel like these guys are poised to make another strong play. Like they're just in the position that you want to be in as a football team, having garnered kind of all the pieces that they have on defense and offense. This is a scary team, y'all, and it's a very, in my opinion, a very winnable schedule that they have going on here. This not like I feel like they could win. I mean, they can beat anyone. Like we already know they can beat anyone in the league, but with the schedule that they have, like it feels like they are already sitting at the top of their division. You know, games against the Packers are going to be tough, but you know the Lions definitely have. You know, they got some a chip on their shoulder that they got to get off after kind of losses to the Packers at different times last season. Yeah, I mean, I really I don't feel like there's much talking that needs to be said for this team, just because we already know what they did last year. They pulled off kind of stepping into the upper echelon, and nothing has changed for the team. They've been able to retain so much, and like keeping Ben Johnson, I think, was definitely like a big key towards them being able to come back and do it again. And I'm not sure, y'all, like the way Ben Johnson was talking, he seemed like he wanted to be a Lion for a while, but I mean, money talks. So most likely this is his last time with them. But Amon-Ra, I think Jameson Williams, there's a chance he steps up even more this season with guys. They lost one of their wide receivers that they had on the outside last year. Sorry, I lost his name here. He went to the Broncos. I just lost his name. Josh Reynolds, thank you. Josh Reynolds. He was a big part of their kind of the play that they made last year. So I think this leaves the opening for Jameson Williams to finally be the guy that they expected him to be when they drafted him 2 years ago in the first round. Yeah. I think I really like this team. I think they're. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I forgot.
Laporta, yeah. I mean.
Oh no, I just forgot, and I should have done this because he was a breakout guy, and everyone was wanting him in fantasy. And
they made pickups. They did what they needed to do. Like they have depth as well.
Monster.
At like 13-4, I don't see how they're they're not at least 13-4 this season. Man. Maybe 12-5, 13-4, but this is a team that anyone should be scared to go up against if you see them coming up.
Yes, man. So I wore this Tampa Bay shirt for the Detroit Lions specifically, out of respect and a little bit of bitterness. Okay, you stole Carlton Davis after you beat us. I'll take that. No, but it's mad respect.
Gosh, man, I forgot about that move.
Yeah. So.
Dang it.
They were 12-5 last year and 4-2 and split that loss with the Packers, right? And they won their division. The Lions were second in passing in the league. They were fifth in rushing. Absolute stellar offense. We can never deny that. And I honestly think they'll be the best this coming season for 2024. Total defense, they were 19th. Turnover differential was 16th. And, we thought they had a pretty good rushing attack or pass. Or, on the defensive side, a real good, pass rush. It was 27th. However, that was because they had a little bit of holes and they were a little bit more lopsided on offense. No one can deny that they have a spectacular offense with Goff and everything else they got. On defense, they did pick up Terrion Arnold. If anyone remembers from Alabama, he's very rough off the edge and he's going to jack some people up at wide receiver. You also got Rakestraw, also a cornerback. You got Vaki at safety from Utah. Dude is good. He's good at coverage, and he's going to manhandle the NFC North. And then you also got wing for your defensive tackle. So you're going to help out Hutchinson off the edge and hopefully balance out the team as a whole. Can they repeat the playoff run? I think they're a Super Bowl contender, Dave. I'm with you on that. I think Dan Campbell, and what he's got in the Detroit Lions organization, one word describes them is passion.
So there's another
Regardless
word.
If they're losing 0-16 or they're going 17-0, it's straight up passion in that organization and in that city. You got Goff, you got Gibbs, you got Montgomery. What? Grit? No, I'm just going to say passion. It's just straight passion because it's either that or attitude. Because when they hit the field, they're going to score 30 points. Look, you got Goff. You got Gibbs, you got Montgomery, you got St. Brown, you got Williams, you got Laporta. As everyone has already stated, man, their offense is killer. Like, I don't see them not losing the NFC outside of potentially the 49ers, depending on how that shapes out. But the Lions are the alpha team in the NFC to me. I have them going 13-4. You got again, like, to me, they're a complete team. Yeah. And how they rebounded this offseason, they were like, hey, we took the L to the San Francisco 49ers in the offseason. We're going to come back and give you the 1-2 punch this season, and we're going to make history as the Detroit Lions potentially go to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say they're going to go to the Super Bowl because someone in our comment section is like, this guy's an idiot. However, look at what they got. Look at the tape. Look at the stats. Look at everything else. They have the best potential to go that far.
Yeah.
If you look at the season itself, the schedule, the players, who they picked up, 13-4, Lions, top of the NFC North.
Love it.
Yeah, I their offense, the only thing I think that slows that offense down is the injury bug. But, they were able to ward that off last year. They are good. Williams is going to Jameson's he's going to have to he's got some pressure I think on him cuz Reynolds was he was with God, why am I blanking on the quarterback's name right? Goff with the Rams too. So he's kind of been like that little safety blanket when they needed that third down, at 3rd and 10. You always see Reynolds making that catch. But their offense it's legit, man. You're right. You guys, Laporta. There's not much we can say more about that offense. My only concern with them is the defense a little bit. They picked up some corners because they needed it with Arnold, the Rakestraw from Mizzou, and then they go out and get Robertson from the Raiders too, so to kind of shore up that back end a little bit. My only worry is still going to be their pass rush. I mean, I do like the pickup of J.D. Reader from Cincy. I think it kind of stuffs that middle up a little more. Who I do like, and I think we have to keep an eye on, our Lions fans probably know this already, is Wingo from LSU that they drafted in the 6th round. He was good at LSU, and I was surprised he went in the 6th round. But he's small for an edge guy. I think he moves to the middle on passing downs, and I think he's going to help them out there with that pass rush a little bit.
He's got good handwork. You got to watch that tape. That dude's solid on just.
He's strong. Like he's got a quick first step, and being on. He was a good pickup for them. He's an LSU captain. Like in SEC, he's got the experience going against some top end linemen. My only worry is and they get Marcus Davenport too. We probably all know him from the Saints. David, you both mentioned it. But he was actually with the Vikings last year, and he was hurt. So they get him. They get DJ Reader from Cincy. Sorry, guys, I had a little hiccup there. And I think those are good pickups for them. They have to stay healthy and on the field to help out Hutchinson there. That's my only thing. And then they lose Gardner back. I think he goes back to the Eagles, but so that means Brian Branch is going to go back to safety, and all those corners they picked up are going to have to fill in there because Branch was that little Swiss Army knife. I love him back there, man. That guy.
Dude, Branch is beast.
Yeah, put him in the slot, safety. That guy was everywhere. So that's my only little hiccup is that defense going to be deep playoff ready. They're going to be able to make the stop when they need to, and they're going to – I think that only happens if they stay healthy. If Reader can stay healthy, Davenport can be there. Hutchinson's going to be there. That guy's a beast. But I like their linebackers, man. They've got some Jack Campbell they drafted too. That guy from Iowa's a beast. Yeah, man. And Alazone, the other linebacker, he's good. I think the only thing that really stops them, man, I think it's going to be them. Dan Campbell's drinking his 40, 50 ounces of coffee every morning. He's ready to go. But we'll see, man. It's different when you get into that NFC Championship game. It's different, and they experienced it last year. So we'll see, man. But I got them going 12-5. They do have a tough schedule this year, but they're definitely. I got them winning the North and going deep in the playoffs. Yeah. I low key rooting for them. I mean, there's a city that could use a football championship, it is Detroit, man. They could use one. Yeah.
Passion, like I said, it's
they need one.
You say passion, Scooter. I
Oh,
say
boy.
kneecaps. Because I just love Dan Campbell. So